Hi, my loves. It's Destin Choice, and you're watching Choice TV. Sorry, I'm late. I'm about 15 minutes late. I was just looking for a new wig, so just had to get my wig game up. And I wanted to get on here and talk about a plethora of subjects. I wanted to also kind of like talk about the Mexico situation because, as you guys know, I love going to Mexico and seeing what happened with that. I gotta be careful what I say. That Artel situation, where basically the one of the biggest Artel dealers in Mexico got offed, by the military, and essentially it's been this huge thing. And now the Artel is retaliating by messing up the whole city. So basically, they're ruining the whole city of Guadalajara because that's where that happened, and they're also fucking up the fucking what's that beach town called? Puerto Vallarta. They're also fucking that up too, and they're retaliating because they're basically trying to like intimidate the entire city and destroy the city. Not to destroy tourism, but basically to intimidate the whole fucking like country. So yeah, there's that. And that makes me a little bit disappointed because I have plans to go to Mexico. Not that I'm, making a big deal about that because now there's people who can't even leave their hotels or their resorts to go home because the whole cities and streets are fucked up, and American news aren't even really talking about it. But let me start by saying, yes, I know I'm late. You guys always do that. Thank you for the love. I appreciate you. Hey, Cecile, I appreciate you. Hope the family's doing amazing. Hope you're doing good. So Cecile just said, now, if you got scammed by Mary Jane 2026, I'm sorry. Choice warned us since 2024. I think I warned y'all before that. I feel like I warned y'all since 2021. That's how long that's been since that key lime pie contact bandit has been robbing and stealing people's money. So let me also get on here and say that I have my wine. So I'm going to be on here for a good while and I'm going to just sit back and enjoy. And I want to also talk about the scams that are happening now because there's a bunch of them. As you all know, 2026 is a really rough moment right now. The job economy is fucked up. I can't tell you how many times I've heard people tell me how fucked up the job market is, where not only do these jobs not want to fucking pay, but a lot of people that I know personally are struggling trying to find decent employment because the jobs seem competitive, or they're getting ghosted, or the only jobs anybody's really getting are those damn door-to-door jobs. You know those door-to-door jobs where they be knocking on people's doors trying to sell you fucking vacuum or internet or fucking solar panels and shit. Yeah, those companies are preying on dumb college kids that don't know any fucking better, and they're preying on dumb teenagers who want a job and are disappointed the fact that they're not getting any luck. So these stupid ass door to door companies and MLMs and pyramid schemes are preying on them. So that's been on the rise a lot. Like a lot of people have been fucking. Oh my god, there's so many MLMs and pyramid schemes. They literally disappear every year and come back with a whole new fucking name. But before I get into anything, let me read some of these comments. If everyone likes this video, he might go live. Yes, I know I was late. But again, like the live, please like the live. But let me just start out by saying this. Watch out for this new scam that's been going on. So I don't know if y'all heard recently, but there's this scam where a lot of people. Hold on, let me get my phone real quick. So basically, hold on, let me make sure I document this just to be sure. So there's this weird ass scam going on with. Well, let me try to find this shit real quick. Fuck, trying to find this shit. Trying to find this shit. With so it's a bunch of them. I literally wrote down a bunch of them, but I want to start from the top. So let me see. Let me see. So I wrote down a bunch of them. There's the SIM card swap shit where now people are getting their information stolen from fucking janky ass SIM cards that they think are working but aren't actually working. Let's see. There's the travel visa scams where a lot of people are thinking they're going to get travel visas by going through these third parties, and these third parties fuck around and take their money or quadruple charge them for some shit. Let's see. There's the Airbnb and rental scams where basically sometimes Airbnb hosts will do some weird shit where they'll be like, "Hey, I'll give you a discount, just Zelle me." Or another common thing that a lot of Airbnb hosts are doing is they'll purposely fuck people over. So a common thing that's been happening with Airbnb, and this happened to me one time, and I learned my fucking lesson where if you try to rent out an Airbnb, and listen, times are tough. People are trying to get everybody's money by any means necessary, and people don't care about the repercussions. There's this Airbnb scam where basically people will call you and literally be like, "Hey, I seen you booked my property on Airbnb. Unfortunately, I'm not able to rent it out. So, like, is there any way that you could just cancel on your end?" Now, you being ignorant could be like, "Oh yeah, sure, why not? I don't mind." You cancel thinking you're gonna get your money back, but you're not really gonna get your money back. they basically told you to cancel, and they keep your money because they have a strict cancellation policy. So before you book an Airbnb, please keep that in mind that a lot of people legitimately have these cancellation policies intentionally. They have these cancellation policies put into place just in case somebody like wants to cancel last minute. Because in Airbnb's head, they see it like this: if you book an Airbnb 2 months in advance and cancel last minute, they lost out on money because somebody could have been booking their shit all throughout those 2 months that you had it reserved, and then you decided a day before the trip to cancel it. So that's why Airbnb sometimes sides with the renters when it comes to cancellations and shit. So this is a common thing where they'll call you and be like, "Hey, could you cancel?" You cancel, and boom, you lost out on money. Some Airbnb hosts, I'm gonna go back in my fucking archive try to find his punk ass, but he basically scams me out of money because I booked an Airbnb to go to Coachella for Palm Springs. This was years ago. This was like back in 2018. And this man calls me and said, "Hey, Troyce, I seen you booked my property. I seen you booked the house. Unfortunately, it won't be available. Somebody booked it off the app. Is there any chance you could just cancel on your end?" I said, "Oh yeah, sure, why not? I'll do it right now." I canceled while we were on the phone, and he's like, "All right, thank you." And then he hung up, and I never heard from him again. And I was so angry because I found out I wasn't gonna get my money back. I called Airbnb and everything, and I said, "Hey, Airbnb, that's fucked up. This man just literally stole my fucking money, and he just told me to cancel. Like, I think he did that on purpose." And they were like, "Well, did you read his cancellation policy? He appears to have a cancellation policy. So due to that, we unfortunately can't release the funds to you." And I was so fucking angry and so upset. And again, like back then, I didn't know about like calling your bank and like disputing the charge, because that's what I probably could have done. But that's what the fuck that man did to me, and I was so fucking angry and upset because that was $900. Like I literally booked that thinking I was gonna be good, everything's gonna be fine, and I never got that money back. Until to this day, I've never seen that money, and that was on my old bank account. So I don't even think I could ever. I don't even know if I can even recover that money back because that was on my old bank account. But yeah, that was really upsetting. And now, anytime I get an Airbnb host that hits me up that be like, "Hey, could you cancel on your end?" I always say, "No, I'm not canceling on my end. You cancel," because when they cancel, you're guaranteed to get your money back. And then on top of that, another thing that Airbnb does is this: is if you call Airbnb the app and say, "Hey, my host is being weird, asking me to cancel. What's going on?" Sometimes Airbnb will rectify it, get in the middle, and then the host and the rental person, they'll come correct because they know not to play with Airbnb, because Airbnb will ban and shut down their fucking account. Or sometimes Airbnb would be like, "Okay, cool. Well, we'll cancel and make sure you get your money back. And they will also reimburse you by putting you in a hotel, or we'll give you like a $300 coupon." Airbnb is lit. And that's why I will always respect Airbnb, because they come through sometimes. But you got to know what you're doing sometimes, because sometimes they fuck a lot of people over. You know, hotels are getting fucking expensive now. Like everybody's using Airbnb now. People are throwing events in Airbnbs. People are throwing Airbnb parties. And a lot of times people use this opportunity to take advantage of people who don't read the policy. Sometimes you don't read shit and then they just take your fucking money and then you're fucked. And then what? So let's see. Hey, Chav. Hey, what's up? Let me see. Oh, yeah. That's another thing. Okay. Yeah, so the whole door-to-door shit. So the people, what is it? I think it's called Vetco or Vector9. So Vector9, that's another company. They've been around for years. I remember I had an interview with them. So fun fact about me, I had an interview with a pyramid scheme, MLM, whatever the fuck. It's like those door-to-door salesman people. Way back in the day, I had an interview, I think when I was like 18, with Vector Knives. And basically, I was going to be selling these big ass, beautiful kitchen knives to a bunch of people knocking on doors. And they were going to give me like a commission. Like, I think they gave me a base pay of like 100 a week or some shit like that. And then I get a commission. So they pay you, but then they also give you commission. Like, hey, if you sell knives, you get like 40% of the fucking knife. And the knives are like ridiculously fucking expensive. They're nice, but they're expensive as fuck. So I didn't get the job. I did an interview. I went, and it was like 12 of us in the fucking waiting room. And I'll never forget, they sat me down, and then they ended the interview within 20 seconds. They looked at me and said, "Okay, describe yourself in about 3 words." I looked at them and I said, um, "Ambitious, driven, and analytical." I said some shit like that. He was like, "Okay. Well, thank you. We'll let you know if we see anything or have an opening available, and we'll keep in touch, and you might hear from us soon." And I said, "Okay, cool. Thank you. Bye." I went straight to the waiting room, just trying to call my Uber, waiting for an Uber to come. And then immediately they interviewed the next person. They let that person go immediately. And then the dude who interviewed everybody, all of us are in the waiting room just chilling. And basically, he came out and said, "Okay, just let you guys know, all of you guys can go home. We'll let you know if we need you, and we'll call you." And every single person that was pushed off to the side, because there was like 4 people he kept, right? There's people he told to like walk down the hall and go sit in the second waiting room. And there was a second waiting room up the hall. And I'll never forget when that man came out and said, "Okay, you guys can go home." There was a girl with a fucking like greased up ass bun, and she was like this, and she smiled and glared at us like this, like looked at us and glared at us because she saw that we all had to go home, and she was one of the 4 people that made it in the waiting room. Sucks for you, bitch, because you ended up in a fucking pyramid scheme. I wonder if she ended up realizing that sooner than later. But basically, I ended up researching the company, realizing they're one of those door-to-door salespeople that sell you a dream, that tell you that you could be making 100K within 2 months or a month, and that you got to level up. And when you recruit people to sell knives as well, then you make more money. Like it's all a big scam, and those are everywhere, and they're all over Indeed, they're all over LinkedIn. Sometimes they'll send you these horrible curated ass emails that will literally tell you, like, hey, so just to let you know, we have an interview I'm going for you. Please just let us know. Please come through. We'll talk about advancement in the company. We'll talk about raises. We pay from $14 to $170 million an hour. Like those are always shady and those are always sketchy. Other really weird shit that's been going on now and weird scams that's been going on is those weird people that call your phone and tell you, hey, I work for Chase Bank, I work for this bank. Like they basically know your bank and everything. And then they go as far as like trying to call you and ask you to dispute a charge. And then they send you a link and asking you to click that link so that way you can log into your account and dispute the charge on your end. Which is weird because what people don't realize is a lot of these banks, when they call you, they don't this here's the thing. When you get any type of like text message from any bank, it's always like a 4 to 5 digit number, like a 4855-4 number. It's always one of those type of numbers. It's never like a full 1-800-223-785-24443. That's how you know it's always a scam. Banks will only text you if it's a 5-digit number. Everything else is literally a scam and literally fake. And sometimes they'll get people because sometimes there's old people or people who don't know any fucking better or people who just open up their first bank account and they'll be like, oh yeah, sure, why not? And they'll click the link and it'll lead them somewhere completely fucking different. And then they realize, boom, identity theft, which is another thing that's been happening a lot lately, which is insane to me because there's so many resources to protect yourself from it. But identity theft has been a really, really big thing lately ever since forever, but it's gotten worse throughout the years. Like for one of the big identity thing that's happened is when you click on links, someone could like literally access all your bank information. They can access all the shit you're searching on. They could access your photos and everything. And what y'all need to realize is here's the thing. People don't realize that identity theft is real as fuck, but there's ways around it. Like sometimes y'all don't realize that someone could literally have your access to your information right now, your social security and a bunch of other shit, but it's up to you to lock your shit. Like I've had a credit lock on my damn social security for a long ass time. So if anyone ever steals my identity, if anyone ever steals my social, or anyone ever steals my ID, they're not gonna get far because I have a credit lock on my shit, which literally costs like what I think like $20 a month. Or you can ask the credit bureau to like manually lock it for you. But there's other things you can do to lock your shit. So a lot of people have been trying to do identity thefts, and people are being ruthless out here because, again, like I said, the economy is fucked up, and people are doing really, really awful and terrible shit just to get a one up on you because they're not trying to like wait for a fucking acceptance letter for a job. People think that they have to get what the fuck they got to get and get it how they live in order to get through in this world. They think because life is treating them so unfairly, they got to be unfair to others and fuck people over before the world fucks them over. So one thing I also understand is this: is there's some people who are constantly looking over their shoulders, don't trust nobody because some of these people out here are like legit scammers. Like sometimes I'm not gonna lie, like one thing I've noticed too is when I travel, like I travel a lot, right? And I'll never forget that I met this guy. I'll never forget him. So I met this guy when I was traveling in Morocco, and he was talking to me. He seemed cool. He was chill. He was a black man from Chicago, and he was looking at me. He's like, "You dress real interesting." He was like, I think he told me that I looked like I was a Black Panther. He was like, "You dress all color coordinated like a Black Panther." He was like, "I don't know. I feel like you like FBI, CIA. Like, what you do for work? Like, I don't know. Something just tells me there's something about you." Like he would just act these like say these weird ass things. And then he like slipped up one moment I was talking to him and he said, "Look, I would love to go back to America, man, but I gotta wait for that statute of limitations to go by, and then I'm gonna go back to America." So a lot of people who are scammers are people who are traveling. A lot of people who are scammers are people who you would never expect. The mailman, the door dasher, like people are constantly looking over their shoulders because they're trying to fucking win in this world. And sometimes people have this mentality and they feel like if they find a way to fuck people over and win in this world, then it is what it is. That's their fault for like letting me get a one up on them, and then they're always looking over their shoulders, and they wonder why their life is never gonna fucking progress in the next few years. Let's see. So I wrote down a lot of this shit. This is another one I wrote down. Let me see. Ooh, okay. So another thing that's been happening a lot lately is those damn emails. So I've been getting a lot of these emails. Oh my God. Listen closely because I don't want y'all to get scammed. So this recently happened to me, right? Y'all know I don't get any fucking sponsorships. Let me just give some more insight on that. I don't fucking get sponsorships. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like I get those email offers that be like, "We love to sponsor your channel," but sometimes it's an agency, and I don't really like those. You know what I mean? Agencies are companies that reach out to you that said, "Hey, we have access and relationships with different brands. Choice, we can represent you. We represent multiple influencers." And I don't like a lot. I don't like working with agencies sometimes because they do little weird shit. You know what I mean? They do little funny shit where they be wanting like extra commission. They be wanting extra fees. They create these weird ass contracts where they tell you straight up where they tell you like, if we bring you this brand deal, you cannot try to get in contact with the brand within 2 years. You got to stay the fuck away from the brand. We might have plugged you in with the brand, but you cannot contact the brand. You cannot contact any of their affiliates. They do a lot of weird shit. So sometimes I don't really work with agencies, and I got PTSD from working with agencies because sometimes they try to get as much as out of you as they possibly can. Like I've had agencies that I've worked with literally tell me, "Okay, so sign this contract too. We got you another brand deal." And I'd be like, "Wait, I'm not signing nothing else until I get paid for this first brand deal." Like sometimes they'll literally expect me to sign like 3, 4, 5 brand. Like, "Okay, we got you one with this toolbar. Okay, we got you one with this coupon website. Okay, we got you one with this." And I'm like, "No." And then they'll do shit like that if I actually pay me. Like if they would pay me like off the rip, then I would. But with brands, they pay you like in 30-day to 60-day increments. They'll be like, "Okay, we'll send you so just to give you an example, we'll send you the $900 for promoting this fucking app. Like we'll literally send that to you within 35 to 45 days." And you'll be like, "Oh, okay, sure." And then sometimes they'll be like, "Okay, here's another contract, sign this. We found you another brand deal." And I'd be like, "Bitch, what are you doing trying to milk me for everything I fucking have? Like I'm not about to keep signing fucking contracts and being a fucking slave to you for the whole fucking year. Like trying to like give me, oh, here's another brand deal, here's another one. Like you want me to sign 6 contracts, and then each of these contracts have like a 30-day, 60-day grace period for when the brands can pay me." So it's little shit like that that annoys me about agencies that annoy me. So I prefer when brands reach out to me personally. And a lot of times brands don't reach out to me personally because I'll be real. I don't get a lot of brand deals and brands reaching out to me because I tend to be a little bit off the hinges sometimes. I tend to be a little bit off edge. So I don't really get a lot of brand deals. That's why I'm very lucky that I have a lot of good engagement and a lot of views and people who watch me and people who support my Patreon because I'm not really like brand friendly. So they don't ever got to try to go out their way to reach out to me. I'm not like doing makeup in my bedroom, doing DIYs and teaching you how to make matcha with fucking Thai tea. I'm not one of those content creators. I don't want to be. I'm not a fucking Disney star. I wasn't a nun before I did YouTube. I just came here just being raw. So brands don't reach out to me sometimes, and that's okay. Like I've learned to accept that and not take it personal. So, so recently, I got an email, like a random notification from Shein, right? And I thought Shein reached out to me offering to do a brand deal. And the first thing I thought to myself was like, "Oh my God, this is Shein." Like, hold on, let me fucking open this wine. Cause So I thought Shein reached out to me trying to give me a brand deal. And there was this company that literally said, "Hey, Choice, we love your work. We love what you do. We're Shein. We sell clothes. We sell this for low budget, good prices, and we have amazing vendors. Here's a link. Feel free to pick out all the clothes you want and then send us a screenshot of everything that you want. And we'll make sure to get it to you and then we'll send you a check." I'm like, "Oh my God, Shein wants to work with me. They're a big company. Yeah, their clothes is cheap as fuck, but shit, why not give it a chance?" And I'll be honest with you guys, I've never shopped with Shein at all. I've thought about it. I don't know if any of y'all watching this have ever shopped with Shein, but I'm kind of scared to shop with Shein because I've seen those horror stories where you get them flimsy ass clothes and them flimsy ass shits. And I've bought from like those Chinese boutiques before, those online Chinese vendors where they'll sell you stuff and then you get it and then you think it's a leather jacket, but that shit is like the size of your fucking like pinky, or you get like a random like skirt or a fucking shirt or a hat, and that shit is like paper thin, like it's not even good quality, like it's flimsy. Oh shit. Fuck. Anyways, okay, sorry. I gotta like get my fucking towel real quick. Hold on. Okay, I'm gonna use this shirt. Sorry about that. I'm gonna get right back to what I was saying. Okay. So, anyways, back to the story. So I was thinking that Shane wanted to reach out to me and work with me, and I screenshotted everything from that website. And I was like, oh my God, they want to work with me. That is so amazing. I love the fact that a big company want to work with me. And basically, I sent them 10 items that I wanted. I was like, I want all 10 of these. I want this, I want that, I want this, I want that, I want this. Because you want to know, I don't have to pay for it. So I'm good. So then they reached out to me and say, okay, awesome. First things first, we need you to pay for the shipping. I was like, Raggy? Why do I have to pay for the shipping? I didn't ask that, but I was like, okay, sure, why not? They're like, okay, well, the shipping is gonna cost about like $100, but it's okay because how much do you want? And I asked for some ridiculous ass fucking number. Okay, I'm gonna just tell y'all what I asked for. I was like, I want $5,000, and they were like, sure, why not? I'm like, oh my god, okay. Whew. Let's see, because it's Shein. They're a big company. They're a fucking $1 billion company. Everyone shops with them for some reason. I was like, I want $5,000. They're like, okay, sure. Immediately, I feel away about the fact that they want me to pay for shipping. But then I think to myself, okay, well, if I'm getting 5K and they already agreed to it and it's $150 for shipping, shit, why not? I mean, they're Shein. I know they're gonna fucking pay, and I asked for some crazy ass fucking number. Why not? So then boom, Shein, who I thought was Shein, ended up not being Shein. The company ended up responding and they said, okay, well, you can send it to our to us, but we accept payments through through cryptocurrency. They said you can send us the shipping amount, the 150 that we need, but you have to send it with crypto. I said, I prefer if I send it through PayPal. They said, okay, that's fine. And then they sent me their PayPal, and I said, okay, well, I'm going to send it later. They said, you know what? Hey, we prefer if you just send it with crypto. So we're just going to send you the link to our crypto wallet, and we think that it would just be more suitable and more appropriate. And we would love if you just, sent that our way so we can handle it. Immediately I was like, red flag, red flag, red flag, red flag. So I look at the email that sent that to me and I saw that it was Shein126789@gmail.com. That is a big red flag. If a company ever reaches out to you and their email is at gmail.com, that's already a red flag. Because look, if you're not a personal person or like an individual, but you're a company or hiding behind a company, why don't you have an official .com site? Why isn't it partnerships at Shein.com? Why is it Shein 1234567@gmail.com? What the fuck is that? Why do you have a Gmail and you're a $1 billion company? So immediately I start getting paranoid. I'm just like, okay, let me not respond. So you know what the fuck they did was they ended up like literally contacting me on WhatsApp. Thanks for the super chat. They contacted me on WhatsApp and they were like, oh, hey, Troy, so we noticed you haven't responded to our email. So we noticed you left your phone number in the contract that you signed. But we noticed that, you haven't sent the cryptocurrency yet, but you did send the contract. We want to let you know that we're still waiting on that because we are excited to ship your products and we have your products already and we are ready to ship it. And I immediately just be like, okay, yeah, no, block, 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 block. I didn't respond. I had already signed the contract and I had already fucking like put my number and my name on that shit and everything and my address on it. But they wait until I tell them straight up, oh yeah, I signed the contract, and then they'd be like, okay, well, send us the shipping with crypto. So that was automatically a red flag. So that's my story about what the fuck happened to me, how someone almost tried to steal $150 from me. And that's what's happening, where companies are pretending that they're legitimate companies. They're not even companies. They're fucking crazy ass fucking individuals hiding behind companies, hiding behind reputable names, and they're fucking like telling people like, oh hey, this is the brand deal, send this, and they're taking advantage of influencers. So, Bonquisha or Esperanza or Julio from TikTok, who just started doing TikToks, he'll probably see that and think that's a normal standard and be like, okay, yeah, whatever, like I'll send the shipping, and they would have already finessed him because he sent that money. So that's a big thing, because with cryptocurrency, when people be like, oh, send me crypto, like Bitcoin, send me Litecoin, send me this coin, send me that coin, crypto can't be tracked. That's the point. That's why it was created. It's a decentralized system that some people use legitimately, but some people use it as scams. Like, you can use cryptocurrencies to buy pizza because cryptocurrency is kind of like decentralized. Like, the banks can't fucking get access to it. It's its own entity. So sometimes they'll use cryptocurrency because you can't track it. Like, once you send crypto, you can't find out who has it. And that's the thing about banks, is banks, they can track money. That's why you can dispute charges. They can track shit and know where it's going and know where it's not going to go. With crypto, you can't do that. Crypto, once it goes, it's gone and it belongs to somebody. It's like giving somebody a quarter, and then wherever the quarter ends up is where it ends up, but it's digital. So that's a big thing that's been happening. So be careful with anyone that asks you, oh, hey, send me some crypto, send me crypto, because sometimes it's not legitimate. Sometimes it's not real. Sometimes it's just some bullshit. Love your channel choice. Best wishes from Queens, New York. I was just in Queens. I love Queens. Oh my God. I was staying near, what was I saying? I was staying near JFK Airport. I love Queens. Very residential, very Indian. I like Queens. Yep. They pretend to be whoever, even publishing company for us authors. It's bad. Yeah. So sometimes you gotta look at the email. Before anybody sends you like a job opportunity, look at the email, because sometimes if there's some scrambled up bullshit at gmail.com, it's usually some lies. So yeah, there's that. Another scam that's been happening a lot lately is, I'm gonna be real, AI has taken over even content creation. I never thought it would really happen per se, but AI is like really coming for content creators as well. So there's some people who are AI content creators and you would never fucking know. Like, some people are not even real. Like, some people are robots powered and owned by like 20 people. And then you wouldn't even know. You wouldn't even know they're getting brand deals, they're posting normal content, and they're able to eat and they're able to win, which I'm not going to knock anyone's hustle, because if you're going to create AI content, that's fine. But the thing about AI content is, what makes it weird sometimes is sometimes there's never like a little area that tells you that it's AI. Like, sometimes you'll look at content and there won't be like an annotation. Like, sometimes people will post it on Instagram or just post it on TikTok and you won't know it's AI at all. It's just literally somebody posted a video and it seems like some outrageous ass shit. Like, those videos where it looks like somebody's petting a lion and all of a sudden the lion like eats their whole fucking arm and you're like questioning if it's real, but it's really AI. It's weird that we live in a digital era now, where now we don't even know if some shit is real. Now it's like some digitally altered bullshit that's like posted on the internet. And sometimes people can post stuff like that. And sometimes I feel like if it's creative, then okay, sure. But sometimes people post rage baited AI content, post it on YouTube, post it on TikTok, and they're able to eat and get by off of that. And I think sometimes that's unfair because, bitch, you didn't even do anything. You literally just fucking alter some content, post it on the internet, and you were able to get thousands of views. I'm not mad at them for being able to get views, but I'm annoyed at the fact that they're able to get by and they're not even labeling their videos AI sometimes. So I do see that YouTube's kind of cracking down on it, because YouTube now is making people kind of like put like a little annotation that says if your video's AI or not. And if you don't, and if you aren't honest and they find out, YouTube will completely shut down your channel. But yeah, these scams are coming like crazy. And it's crazy because I learned really fast that the money is drying up for a lot of people, more specifically people on the internet. The biggest scam that's been happening for years, but it's getting worse. Those scams where they be like, hey guys, join my YouTube course and I'm gonna teach you guys how to fucking post frequency or time lapse videos. Those videos where people will upload some shit of like a fucking rain falling from the sky. People will literally post these weird ass snippets on Instagram and said, "This is how I made 50 G's on YouTube from literally posting frequencies or posting like rain sounds on YouTube, and they'll sell people the dream of the idea that they've been making mad money on YouTube, when in reality they're basically just fucking posting 4-hour clips of like rain falling down. And a lot of those videos are like AI altered. Some of them are like fake. Some of them are literally downloaded old videos and people are just reposting it and then just adding a different font, a different pitch to make it sound different, and a different vibrant thumbnail. And YouTube has been cracking down those kind of videos because some of those videos are lazy fucking content. They're AI edited, altered videos. And then also people are pretending, excuse me, people are pretending people are pretending that they're making mad money off of this, and they're selling you courses, making you think you can do the same. Like sometimes you'll look at some shit on Instagram and it'll be like, I made 50 G's this month on YouTube. Look at my numbers, look at the viewers, look at the subscribers, look at the engagement, look at the comments. Okay, make sure you click the link in my bio to find out more about how you can do the same. And some people who are desperate, living in their situation that they're not happy with, are going to click that link and they're going to join this course. And this course is going to be how much every month? It's going to be like $200 a month. And you're going to be paying $200 a month for some bitch ass nigga who doesn't even know any fucking thing about algorithm, trends, and patience and consistency, to have you thinking that you could fucking know the secret sauce to social media and YouTube and build a YouTube channel from lackluster effort. It's lame as fuck. It's literally no effort. Like if you're one of those channels that's very niche and you make your frequencies or sound videos unique, because there are some of those. Like I watch some of those videos where sometimes if I'm chilling or vibing or like drinking, sometimes I want to play frequencies or those 3-hour uh, mixers on my fucking TV. But there's people who literally just fucking promote the idea that they can teach you how to do that as well. And stuff like that is so misleading and people waste their fucking money. And then there's people who like tell you all types of crazy ass things, such as like, that's how I made it, and I made this much, and I made that amount, but they can never show you their bank statements. They can never show you. So it's like this weird ass sick course culture. And you know why they're able to get away with it? They're able to get away with it because we live in a culture where we're taught to believe that the only way for us to become successful and make money and gain knowledge is we have to go to school. Like they prey on those fucking people that went to college. They're like, a lot of us are indoctrinated to believe that in order to make more money, we have to go to school, we have to do certifications, and we have to do all this shit and pay for somebody to give us an opportunity so that way we can make money. That's what they're doing. They're preying on our mentality of, okay, well, I'll just pay for information. Okay, how much do you want? $500? Yeah, sure. Why not? I'll use my credit card. Why not? I'll use my refund check. And they'll spend $500 on a course on how they can get rich and get lit, even though all that information is free. So those scams are everywhere now. And as a content creator, I find that shit insulting as fuck. And it's insulting as fuck because there's people out here that are really struggling and really want to be content creators because they think it's gonna like get them out of like fucking like extreme, excruciating poverty. But they don't realize that with content creation, that shit takes time. Like it doesn't just happen out of nowhere. Like with content creation and making money on the internet, shit takes time. Like you have to actually post content consistently. You have to build an audience. You have to build a reputation. You have to build consistency. You have to build a fucking like rep sheet or rap sheet of like different types of videos. You have to post consistently. You have to market yourself. You have to like post good quality tags in your fucking tag box. It's a lot of things. You need the right hashtags, the right description. And they always seem to skip that part, but they never fucking, but they never seem to, you know, but they always seem to let you know that you can make 6 figures, but they don't ever tell you what really goes into it. It's crazy because all that information is free. You know, it's crazy that people are paying for these stupid ass courses, allowing themselves to get scammed and fucked over. Yes. Okay, my bad. I'm sorry. I'm distracted with this one comment. So, hey, Young Jay. Young Jay says scamming will increase, especially with how bad the economy is going to get. Yeah, heavy on this. So, with how the economy is going, with how fucked up the job market is, scamming is getting worse, and people are trying to find ways to make some quick money. People are not trying to fight tooth and nail to get $20 an hour anymore. People are doing what they have to do. Shit is getting real. But let me go down this list. I still have a few more. Oh my God. Hold on. Okay. So Yeah, hold on, I wrote down some of this. So then there's the SIM swapping thing. So the SIM swapping thing is another big scam that's been happening lately, where basically a lot of people are putting SIM cards into their phone while they're traveling, and it's hacking people's social accounts. People are using these weird. People are basically using weird AI chat to gather personal details. Some people are getting information from when you're putting the SIM card into your phone, and they're gathering all your information. And there's little stuff like that. Why I don't trust SIM cards anymore. Like they reset your Gmail, then they get into your bank information, then they get into your YouTube. Like you never really know what goes into SIM cards because sometimes when you're going overseas, like when I go to places like so when I go to Africa or when I go to South America, there's people constantly trying to offer to sell me SIM cards on the street. Like, you want a SIM card? You want a SIM card? You want a SIM card? If you're not buying a SIM card from a reputable retailer, then I don't recommend anyone buying because sometimes you'll get SIM cards on the street when you go to certain places. Like when I go to Morocco, it's common as hell for people to like try to sell me fucking SIM cards, and then you don't know where that fucking SIM card came from. Like sometimes you'll put the SIM card in your phone, and then little that you know, you wake up one day and you realize that your all your bank accounts and your cards are maxed out, or someone's trying to hack into your Gmail account. So also be careful with these weird SIM cards because that's like a big new trend all of a sudden. Oh, and then another thing, I wrote this down as well, the QR code trap. So I'm gonna be real with you. I am very cautious about any QR codes that I scan. If I'm not at an actual restaurant and the server did not tell me scan this QR code, hell, even if the server does tell me to scan the QR code, I don't even trust that. I hate this whole QR code trend. Sometimes I just want a fucking menu. Like sometimes I just like literally want a menu, or sometimes I'll like literally Google the menu. And I'm gonna make a full video about this eventually. But sometimes I just want to make like I just want to look at the menu. Like I want to like open it, have the experience. Or sometimes I go on Google and look at the Google images and look at the stuff people post on the Google panel of like the food that they're eating or the drinks they got. And I'll show the server and be like, okay, I want this one. Give me that one. So people are basically manipulating QR codes. They're adding like little weird phishing shit. They're adding like little weird creepy shit where sometimes you'll scan stuff for like free Wi-Fi, or you'll scan stuff for like a menu, or you'll scan stuff and someone will be like, oh, scan my QR code, follow me here, or scan my QR code for more information. And then before you know it, you scan the QR code and then boom, identity theft. So a lot of that stuff has been happening a lot lately. And sometimes you got to be careful with the stuff that you're scanning with your fucking phone because you got to understand your phone has your whole life on it. Your phone has your bank information on it. It has your emails on it. It has your passwords. It has a lot of your personal information, and it has your search history of all the weird stuff you probably look up and your work stuff on there. So yeah, I don't trust QR codes at all. And then I've also been hearing a lot about those AI voice cloning a lot. Like that's like been a big thing. So people have been like cloning people's voices. So I'm not gonna lie, the older I get, the more I understand more and more why some people have no social media at all. So here's the thing about social media that people don't realize is that once you're on the internet and you put your face and your voice and your pins on the internet, it could be used against you for the rest of your life. Like there's things that I have said on the internet that I feel like are eventually are going to be like, and it's already happened already. Like people have like literally screen recorded videos that I've made, and they've like reposted them on fucking TikTok and will stitch them and be like, can you believe what this guy said? And it's like, if you don't shut your raggedy ass up looking like a fucking Cabbage Patch doll, like people will literally like use content that you use and they'll use it against you. And some people can actually clone your voice. So me getting on live stream right now, someone can download this whole live stream because it is up on YouTube, right? Somebody can literally put it through an AI software and they can make some shit up and post a video of me saying some outrageous shit that's not even fucking true, or me not even saying it for real. They'll just literally be like, oh yeah, well, you know, since I have choice, have hundreds and thousands of videos of choice, I can literally like download them, submit them on the AI, and then I can literally clone his voice and we can use that against him in the future. And sometimes people do weird shit where they'll try to like send it to your mom, your cousin, your aunt, your coworkers, your business partners. And sometimes they're gonna question, like, wait, is this you? Is this you? Because we're still catching up to AI, or some people won't even look at stuff and question it. They'll just be like, oh wow, that looks like you, that sounds like you, it must be you. So that's the weird shit people are doing with AI. And I'll never forget Sloan. Shout out to Sloan. I haven't spoken to him in a long ass time, but Sloan one time did a YouTube video of what was it, Mike the Situation. So Mike the Situation from Jersey Shore tried to blackmail Sloan, I believe, allegedly, and basically he basically found a shirtless photo of Sloan and he like edited Sloan's like bottom portion because Sloan had like shorts underneath. Sloan was shirtless in the photo, and in his bottom area, he had on like gym shorts. And basically, someone who's associated with Mike the Situation ended up editing like a fake little tiny micro penis on his photo. It was a shirtless selfie of him in the mirror, and it was like, somebody who had edited like him naked with his penis out. And basically, Mike the Situation, the guy from Jersey Shore, he had like texted Sloane's dad, and he was like, "Oh, hey, your son did a video about me, Matt. Could you tell him to take it down?" And the first thing I thought to myself was, "What the fuck?" Somebody was so fucking crazy enough, a celebrity at that, was able to. And this is weird as fuck, right? Because this was someone. This wasn't Mike's Situation. Apparently, it was someone who was associated with him, who was trying to scare Sloane. Sloan posted like a lot of interesting videos and did like a whole breakdown about Mike the Situation's abusive past, conniving past, and much more. And he was willing to literally send an edited nude to his dad. And Sloan ended up making a whole video about it. And I'm so glad Sloan made a video about it, because again, I'm gonna do a whole video about like how creepy this whole scam culture and AI culture is getting, because this ties into it. They sent a fake news to his dad. How the fuck they get his dad's number? And the fact that somebody was willing to actually do that, it's crazy, because even if it wasn't a real nude, someone could literally take that and manipulate you. Someone could be like, yeah, even though it's not a real nude, I'll still post it on the internet. I'll still email it to your coworkers. I'll still email it to your team. Yeah, I'll literally edit your shirt off and like have your breast all out, and I'll literally send it to like your boyfriend's best friend, and like, create chaos and create problems. Like, people will literally use AI as like a weapon, because like AI is cool and everything, and you can use it to like benefit and get far in life. But people are really out here using it for evil, and there aren't a lot of regulations about it. Like, kind of like the Megan Thee Stallion situation. Like, when there was that fake AI video, that fake ass sex tape of Megan Thee Stallion that was spread around that wasn't even real, and then she ended up having like threatened lawsuits to people. Thank you, I appreciate that. Oh, thanks for the super chat, Crystal. I appreciate you. Oh, thank you. I just watched an ad for you, Choice. I appreciate you, Nara. Someone said I hate AI. Sorry, I'm getting touch with the comments, but I just had to like read this really quickly, read some of these, because I don't want to get too distracted. Let me see. Oh my god, thanks for the super chat. Y'all are very kind. I appreciate you guys. Love you, Choice. When you say you're entitled to your own opinion, not your own facts, you had me checking myself. Keep shining. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Sometimes other people are like, you may not agree with somebody, but sometimes you gotta just understand that, yeah, we're all entitled to our own opinions, because we all have opinions about everything, right? It be about sexuality, manhood, womanhood, life, culture, politics, abortion. There's a lot of stuff. We all have opinions. Someone said, I've had coaches tell me because I won't buy their $5,000 course, I'm not serious, lazy, and don't want to be a winner. Yeah, people who sell these courses are in a cult. So sometimes when people are selling you a course and they're just like, yeah, buy this course and, get into this, and you need to get here now and get this. Like, some of these people are like have a cult mentality, where some of them are like brainwashed to believe that the only way they're going to survive is if they manipulate people into joining their team. So, even I was one time in one of those MLM cults where like they were selling like weight loss shakes and protein shakes, and I was trying to sell these protein shakes and these fucking weight loss teas that make you shit your pants. And the shit they do to try to make you sell people these teas. Like, I remember one time, this one girl who had recruited me, this girl from high school, her name was Pam. If you're watching this, Pam, this is for you. Pam ended up telling me, like, yeah, Choice, like, drinking these protein shakes is like literally eating 10 salads, and Choice, this tea is really good, and there's just like this mushroom that we sell, and this mushroom supplement that we sell, like, yeah, it's like $80, but it's called chaga, and it's so good for you. There's a bunch of shit like that. Like, they're a cult, and they're taught to like read off of a script, and they're taught to use like gaslighting and manipulative tactics to make you join their team, so that way they can make a commission off of you. And it's all some weird, sick pyramid. The person at the top of the pyramid is the most manipulative, sickest person that was able to like manipulate people into recruiting other people. Hence why they got to the top of the pyramid. Everyone's eager to get to the top of that pyramid, because they hear rumors of somebody making 50K a month, 60K a month just from joining, but they can never show you bank statements or proof of whoever's making this much money. So let's see. Wait, who? Someone said, I think she's broke, but basically she made a video telling people to stick together because she probably ain't getting that much money no more. I don't know if you're talking about Mary Jane Byron or somebody else. You're talking about Mary Jane Byron? Hey, Choice, I loved your public opinions video last night. You had me cracking up. Say it like it is, T. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Someone said, but at least she made one. People just pretend. I'm not sure you're talking about. Thanks for the super chat. I appreciate you, Cozy Level. Someone said I lost $13,000 by scammers in 2023. They used an online job I applied for on Indeed. That's fucking crazy. How the fuck they got your money? Did you like click on a link or something? Did they get your information? Did they hack your bank account? There's a lot of weird scams. There's a lot of weird, sick, twisted shit people are doing to get your fucking money. So my best advice to anyone watching this is if you're already stingy with your money, be a little bit more stingy with it. Or if you ever spent anything, make sure it's something that you're comfortable losing, or make sure it's something that you can literally buy two to 20 times without it like breaking your bank or fucking you over before you invest into it. So let's see. Another big scams are casting agents. Like that's another big thing. Like a lot of casting agents, management companies. Like for example, like this one company had reached out to me trying to like tell me that they wanted to help me get sponsorships and help me get brand deals and help me book like really really big brands and major $1 billion brands that were going to pay me well. But they wanted a premium. They told me that I have to pay like $300 a month. They said if I pay $300 a month, that means that I get to stay in their company and they'll just bring me as much brand deals as possible. She was like, yeah, if you join the company, you get 300, you have to pay $300 a month. After that, like I remember she literally said this. I was like, how much is this? She was like, it's about $3.99. At first I thought she meant it was $4 because that's what I thought. And then when I got off the phone and she sent the link, because it was so basically I had booked this whole phone call with this person that worked for this big brand company that helps influencers get brands. And she was giving me a phone consultation because she emailed me. She made the email sound nice. She was like, I work with this company, that company, Nike, this, that. Like, we can get you big, big brand deals. I scheduled a consultation with her. She called me. Everything seems fine. And she was telling me all the big brands. And she was like, see, I think you could probably get deals, Choice, that are like in the 5-figure range, like maybe over $10,000. Like she was hyping it up like crazy, but she was like, but you do have to pay a premium. I was like, how much? And she's like, about $3.99. Manipulative bitch, because I thought she meant $3.99. Come to find out, it was about $399. So she said that's how much it costs. She said it costs that much for us to keep you in the brand because it's maintenance, making sure we also make a profit, and then also making sure we bring you brand deals. You know what I mean? Like so basically, here's the thing: this bitch who's like signing me up on, she gets $400 off of me every month, and I have to rely on brand deals that she gets what? How much she gets off of it? I think she told me she got like 5% off of it. So she's getting a $399 premium off of me, and she's also getting like 5 to 10% of my brand deal. I immediately processed it. I thought about it, and I didn't even sign it because people will literally try to take advantage of you and fuck you over. Because in my head, I thought to myself, so what happens if I sign it and I sign up and the bitch don't get me no brand deals? Or what happened when she signed me up and the brand deal she gets me is only worth like $600 or $500, and it's not even worth my time or energy? So then what? I just lose my $399. You get me shit brand deals. I don't even go anywhere, and none of these brands even care to work with me. Fuck that, bitch. Jump in the lake. So yeah, sometimes I got to be cautious as well. So a lot of times influencers and entertainers that don't fully believe in themselves, that don't have guidance, that don't have anybody to have their back, they fall for it. Like TikTokers, a lot of people on TikTok. Here's the thing about TikTok. Like I don't have a problem with TikTok, but there are a lot of people who are so eager to be content creators and make money and be bosses and shit like that. So people will sometimes just take anything that's emailed to them, they'll take it because they'll be like, oh my God, yes, I'm getting one step closer to being an entertainer or an influencer and shit like that. They'll sign janky, stupid ass contracts. Some of these brands will literally be like, hey, we'll get you, this brand deal and that brand deal. We just want 55% of every single thing you make for the rest of your life. And some influencers will be stupid enough to sign it. And then guess what? You get stuck in that contract and you can't even get out of it unless you buy yourself out. And the way to buy yourself out is you have to give them a certain amount of money. Thank you for the super chat, Crystal. I appreciate that again. Someone said I would never unsubscribe because you're the realest out here. Oh, thank you so much. And you say the same. Thank you. I appreciate that. So let me see. Let me read some of these super chats. I feel like I missed a few before I continue. Let me see. I don't want to skip any. I want to make sure I get them. Someone said, "Hey, based on what you're saying, I would have never imagined that would be $3.99." I mean, yeah, you have a point. Like, yeah, you're right. Like, why would it be $3.99? But a piece of me was just processing everything she was saying because it's like, bitch, why did you just say $3.99? I don't know, man. In my head, I would just like, bitch, why didn't you just say $399? Or why didn't you just say it was $400? Because technically, with tax, it's technically $400. So yeah, so technically, it does make sense. You know, why would it cost $3.99? But bitch, with taxes, it's $400. She could have just said that, but she polished it and made it sound nice. And I did not sign that shit at all. But like I said, a lot of entertainers and influencers will hear these kind of things, and some of them would have signed it. Like, there's a lot of things that I almost signed and didn't. Like, I almost signed a fucking brand deal with a fucking company because I had an acquaintance that got signed to like a really, really big like agency. And I remember I almost signed it, but this dude who tried to recruit me, it was for Studio 71. Like, this guy who wanted to be my brand manager, I didn't sign it because my gut told me not to. He told me, okay, cool, let's work together. Like, if you want to work together for 1 year, it's about 25% of your brand deal income and social media income. And if you want to work with me, he said that's only if you want to work with me for 1 year. If you work with me for 2 years, it's 10% of everything. I didn't sign it because I was like, yeah, this ain't worth it. It's not gonna benefit me. This isn't gonna like help me build. I'm not doing this. I'm not signing anything. There's some people who have been stupid enough to like sign contracts, right? Like, some people have literally partnered with brands that have literally immersed. So there's a setting on YouTube, right, where a brand can send you a link, and if they send you a link, you can click on it, and then you can approve it, and they can basically be immersed in your YouTube channel, where basically they have access to your YouTube studio, your earnings, everything. Even like some brands have this for TikTok, where they can have access to your TikTok earnings and everything. Well, where they will always make money. They will always make money. They'll always make 35, 45, 42, whatever the percentage is off of every single content you post. And sometimes they'll lock you into these weird ass contracts for like 2 years. And some of these entertainers end up blowing up, or they end up getting nothing. You end up getting nothing, and guess what? You're trapped and you're stuck with them for like 2 years. So there's been a lot of scams. There's a lot of people trying to like really be in this influencer world, and there's a lot of people that are doing really weird and evil shit, taking advantage of the ignorant. It's a crazy world we live in. But hold on, let me read a few more of these because I do have a few more. So another thing that's been happening a lot lately. Oh my god. Don't get me started on those fucking text messages. You know those damn text messages where they be like, "Oh, so you forgot a package. You have a package here," and then they send you these weird ass text messages, telling you to click on a link. It's a lot of these weird shit they're doing to try to take your like your identity is priceless. Like, when somebody gets access to your social security number or your ID number or your identity number, they can use it to open up credit cards. They can open up banks. They can open up LLCs. They can open up a business credit. Your identity is powerful. So if you haven't already, please do yourself a favor and lock your credit score, lock your social security card, lock everything, so that way no one has access to it. Because if the credit bureaus can't unlock your credit score or unlock your social security, there is no anyone trying to steal your identity. It becomes useless unless you manually lock it. So you can lock shit and manually unlock it. Somebody said Primerica will do the same thing. I almost got sucked into an MLM. Shit, haven't we all? Have you lived if you've never been sucked into a fucking pyramid scheme or MLM where they'd be like, if you recruit 5 people, you could be making $100,000. These MLMs and these scams are getting out of hand. Someone said YouTube ain't shit. I requested your live. Wait, what? Years ago, but that's how the algorithm. So I guess shit. I requested your live years ago. What do you mean you requested? I'm not sure what you mean. You subscribe? So many scam courses, like everyone's selling their courses from weight loss to beauty hacks to learning language, etc. And most of the time they aren't even qualified. Yeah, they're not. They're not qualified at all. But people are stupid enough to buy it. I'll never forget. What was that girl's name? There was this YouTuber named Abby. She was selling like courses on how she made six figures on OnlyFans from like selling fucking feet pics. I thought that was the most dumbest shit ever because all I could think to myself is people actually gonna be dumb enough to buy this shit? But people will actually buy it. People want to be taught. Like we live in a culture, like I said, where, oh my God, you're gonna give me information that's gonna be valuable. Yeah, teach me, and then you pay for information, and people just fuck you over and just steal from you. Oh my God, I'll never forget. Oh my God, there's people who literally will be like, oh my God, I have like secrets and hacks for the stock market, and then you pay $500 to join like the secret group chat, and then they basically only give you like 3 to 4 to 5 tips, and then you just pay like $200 for the whole month, and then you basically get nothing. Uber and Lyft drivers probably do the same thing. Oh my God. Uber and Lyft drivers annoy the shit out of me. In recent years, Uber drivers have been doing this weird thing where they'll accept a ride, and then when they realize they don't want to accept the ride anymore, they'll literally pull over on the side and wait for you to cancel. So that way they get a little $5 charge. So that way they can get a little gratuity charge where you canceled, I get like a little $5 fee, and then you cancel. And they'll literally wait there. Like some Uber drivers literally wait and sit there and wait for you to cancel. So a lot of Ubers have been doing that weird ass shit, and they don't even drive an inch. Holy shit, your trip to Mexico is tomorrow. I'm sorry to hear that. Someone said, "Oh my with choice." How dare you? Oh my with choice. No, it's not Rosado wine. It's Prosecco. Let's see. Let's see. I'm sorry. Somebody said about my Mexico comment. Will the cartel blowing shit up bring down resort prices? Probably not. They've been fucking shit up for years and nothing changes. This isn't the first time they've burned up fucking streets, destroyed cars, vandalized properties, and scared off tourists. Let me see. Okay. I was just scrolling through because I don't want to miss any comments. Yeah, oh my God. Yeah, the Airbnb thing is huge. So yeah, another thing about the Airbnb thing, I'm not gonna lie, like I love Airbnb. Like Airbnb really does come clutch sometimes. It does come in handy, but there are a lot of scammers and thieves on there that will try to take advantage of you, and people who try to like do weird, funny shit. I'll never forget when I was in Morocco. I'm gonna tell y'all an interesting story about some creepy ass shit my Airbnb hosted. Someone said I made to a live. It's 5:12 a.m. in Gambia right now. That's crazy. I would love to go to Gambia. I've been to Senegal, but I've never been to Gambia. Someone he's talking about Herbalife. Herbalife is one of the biggest scams ever. They come back every fucking year, way harder with new branding. Yes, I will keep the live up, but I'm gonna tell y'all like an interesting. I got some crazy interesting stories with Airbnb. I'm gonna say, oh my God, thank you again, Crystal. I appreciate you. You just keep coming through. I appreciate the love. Thank you for this. I appreciate anyone that sends anything. I appreciate that. And if you can't send anything but would like to, you can cash at me. My cash app is literally my YouTube name. I appreciate that as well. If you don't want to send that because times are tough right now, you ain't sending shit, and every dime in your pocket has to be spent wisely. Let me tell you this: you can give a like to this fucking video because I don't need your bread. Keep your bread, go buy you a nice fucking chicken sandwich or a nice Subway sandwich. Just give a like on this video. That's all I need. Can every single person watching this leave a like? I'd appreciate that. So I'm gonna get back to my horrible story about what happened to me at an Airbnb, and I've had a lot of horrible stories of Airbnbs. Oh my God! I remember one time I checked into an Airbnb when I was in Mexico, and my water was green. I kid you not, it was fucking green. It was horrible. Someone said the gas station machines be scamming too. They recommend to scan your card and insert it. Yeah, I'll be real. There's a lot of scams at these weird gas stations. People like be literally like attaching weird little scanners underneath the little card readers, and then they be like having all your card, or they'll put some shit underneath the card reader or like a little camera, and then they'll read all your card information. And you wake up one day and realize someone just took $200 out your account because it was a little camera on the fucking gas pump. So be careful with that kind of stuff. Do you think college is a scam? No, and yes. If you're going to college to fucking learn African American studies, then yeah, it might be a fucking scam because there's nothing you can't learn in a fucking book or online. If you're going to school to learn something like Mandarin, that's a waste of time because you can just go to China and learn. If you want, sure, that's not that bad depending on your goals. Or if you're trying to go to school for like two-dimensional art, because some people do that. Some people literally go to school for two-dimensional art. Some people go to school for graphic design. Some people go to YouTube, go to school for that to learn that. It's weird, but I feel like college is for networking. When you go to college, you should be networking, building relationships, because the people that you're in class with are people who are going to be working in Fortune 500 companies one day, and you want to make sure you have those relationships and those referrals in the future just in case you need them. So, college is for networking. College should be used strategically. I'm gonna just say that. So yes, it can be a scam, and no, it's not always some. My bad. Anyways, sorry, I got an ugly ass email that annoyed me. Anyway, someone said I need a shot of that prosecco. Listen, the fucking little Indian store right next to my house, they're selling this shit for like 18 bucks. Really upsetting. Let's see. Okay, so I had a horrible Chick-fil-A. So what about Chick-fil-A? Okay, so I'm gonna tell you this horrible story about my Airbnb situation. I had this horrible host who tried to literally scam me. Oh my god, this is when I was in Morocco. I have a few stories, but basically, someone said half of my screen was an ad and the rest was choice. That was so weird. That's weird. Someone said college is only worth it for STEM degrees. Okay, there you go. You're right. If you get a STEM degree, then you're lit. College is more than academics, though. It's college is networking. Someone said that the scammer Uber date in Brazil ever tried to contact you. Yes, he did, and I never saw him again. Definitely tried to hit me up again. Did not link up with that person though. I'm good. I don't need to link up with someone that's on some weird shit. And to be honest with you, yeah, no more being nice and offering rides if somebody asks, because people will beg. When you're a foreigner, people will try to like finesse and get something out of you, even if like that's why I say like sometimes when I go to countries, I keep my fucking mouth shut because everybody wants something from you when they find out you're from a Western country. You could be someone that's barely getting by, but if you have a foreign accent from a Western country, they think you're wealthy as fuck and have a great ass fucking job. Let's see. People at the gas station make their own prices too. Yeah, they make up their own prices. Like I have a little corner store that I go to where I buy all my groceries at sometimes when I don't want to walk or just go to the grocery store, and they be fucking selling shit for mad expensive. I'd be like, what the fuck? This shit was 18.99. Why? So fucking weird. If I was in Italy or Portugal, this shit would have been like $6. Just disgusting and weird. But I get it. It's capitalism. Someone said I got a scam call today saying there was a warrant out for my arrest because I missed jury duty. I'm an attorney and they started threatening me over the phone. Be careful out there, y'all. Yes, that's a common thing. People will send you weird text messages saying, hey, you have a warrant for your arrest, or hey, you have to do this, or hey, you're entitled to $1,200 in a tax refund, and all types of weird shit. And then the minute you click on that link trying to investigate what the fuck someone was talking about, boom, you just open up a whole portal and now they got all your information. Now they can literally mirror your phone, scan your information, scan your bank accounts, reset your Gmail, and now they got access to everything. If they can get access to your email, you're fucked. Just graduated with a graphic design degree and I highly don't recommend it and could not find any entry level jobs hiring without 2+ years of experience. Yeah, you could have learned graphic design on your own. I really hate that you went to college for that because there's so many online courses and there's so many YouTube videos where you could have learned how to do that shit. Like for example, like I edit videos. I'm an editor, And some people go to school to learn that shit. Why? Why are you going to school for 1 to 2 years to learn some shit that you could learn from just reading a book or just watching a YouTube video? So if you do go to college, network. Get everybody's LinkedIn, get everybody's Instagram, keep in contact with people. If people invite you to events, go. If people be like, hey, pull up, we're having a seminar, go. Or hey, pull up, we're having a little kickback, go. That's what college is for. Also another thing. Okay, so I'll go back to what I was saying earlier. So I had a horrible experience in an Airbnb where I had an Airbnb host tried to scam me for $200. So basically, I was in Morocco, just chilling, having a good time. And sometimes, I don't know if I told this story, but sometimes when I go to different countries and I go to Africa, sometimes I want to like book a private accommodation, but then sometimes I also want to book a room because I'm like, damn, like I want to go on a tight budget because I don't know if I'm gonna like the city. So sometimes I've rented out bedrooms in people's apartments. Sometimes I'll go on Airbnb, I'll look for people renting out bedrooms not too far from the beach, not too far from where I need to be for like 2, 3 days, maybe a week. And I'll be like, okay, let me rent out a bedroom. Let me see how that goes. And basically, my Airbnb host went as far as he was cool, he was chill, everything was fine. He had mosquitoes in his apartment, which was annoying. I remember I even mentioned to him, I was like, hey, like, do you have like any mosquito spray? I have like these weird bumps on my fingers and they're like all swollen from mosquitoes. And he's like, mosquitoes come out in the summer. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, well, I have mosquito bites. And he was like, okay, well, I don't have no bites. So maybe they love you. I don't know what's wrong with you, but I don't know why I haven't gotten bitten. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I just see bites on me. And he was like, oh, okay. I would like, I have like a little like UV light machine. I'll put it out and kill the mosquitoes. I'm like, oh my God, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Bitch ass nigga never put it out. He never put out the little UV light to kill the mosquitoes. Nothing. Didn't even give a fuck. Fuck him. But anyways, that was the first thing that pissed me off. So I remember I had told him like, oh hey, like I do YouTube videos and I do podcasts. So don't be surprised if you like hear me in my bedroom, right over there, right next door. Just making little podcasts in my room. And he's like, yeah, of course, yeah, whatever. Like that's so cool. Where are you from? I told him where I was from. We were just roommates. Like he rented out a bedroom in his apartment. Everything was fine. But what really disappointed me was when I had left, everything was cool, everything was chill, everything was fine. I left a day early because I just didn't want to be in his Airbnb no more because he was kind of a slob. But I left a day early, and I'll never forget. He basically did some weird ass shit. So one day when I was naked and in the shower trying to mind my business and vibe and shower, that motherfucker literally went into my bedroom. So basically, I think I was in the shower or some shit, but I didn't lock my door. So if Airbnbs, when you get a private room, most of the time they give you like a little key for your room to make you feel more comfortable when you're renting something, to make you feel more secured. So basically, he gave me a key to my room. I didn't lock the door because sometimes I don't even lock my door. I'm like, whatever. Like, I'm sure I'm fine. I'm sure he's cool. I'm sure he won't steal nothing. I literally go into the bathroom, shower, and I remember I heard something like outside the bathroom. I remember just being like, why do I hear footsteps? But I ignore it because you know how you hear footsteps out the bathroom? You'd be like, is somebody outside the door? Anyways, I'm showering on my business. I hear footsteps, but I ignore it. Anyways, I ignore it. Everything's fine. Boom, a week goes by. I check out my Airbnb a day early because he was a slob, and then I left, and everything was fine. So then, boom, I get a random notification from Airbnb 2 weeks later, and they told me that this man literally said that I damaged property. He said I caused electrical issues and that I left stains and left the apartment living in terrible, filthy condition. What the fuck is he talking about? So I opened up Airbnb and Airbnb said, hey, your host said that you left your apartment in unrecognizable condition and that you left stains all over the apartment and that you caused electrical issues. I'm like, what the fuck is he talking about? So then I look at the photos attached to his claim, and he literally took a photo of my ring light. Like basically, I had like studio lights in my spare bedroom that looked like literally just like this, right? Here's my studio lights. He took photos of those and he submitted it to Airbnb and said that I caused electrical issues. And then he fucking posted a photo of a bowl of ramen noodles that I literally ate and had like left like on a little ironing board. The room was perfectly fine. It was a tiny ass box room. It was like literally the fucking size of like a fucking decent walk-in closet. It was a tiny ass fucking bedroom. How much could I like make a tiny ass bedroom sloppy? You know what I mean? So basically, this man literally went out of his way to take photos of my ring light, take photos of a dirty ass fucking ramen noodle bowl, and say that I left shit in terrible fucking conditions. And then he felt like he was owed $200 on the Airbnb app, and he submitted saying, "I need $200." And I remember I was so fucking angry and upset, and I literally wrote a big ass paragraph responding because they told me, "Would you like to counteract him?" I wrote a big ass paragraph saying, "You are a jealous ass motherfucker who's jealous of my fucking success. You knew what the fuck I was doing. You knew I filmed content." And then he also put, I forgot this, he also put in the claim that I also broke the film policy, where basically he suggested that filming wasn't allowed on the property and I broke the rules, which wasn't true because I was like, I know there ain't no fucking rule. I know there's no rule. I went back and looked at his listing. He didn't have a rule at all for no photography and no film. And sometimes Airbnbs have that because some people like to do weird shit like record pornos or take videos of the property and they don't want that. His shit didn't say anything about not allowing footage, not allowing video and photography at all. But he claims I broke the fucking photography and film rules and was filming and fucking taking photos in his apartment, which again, I was filming YouTube videos, but he didn't have a rule. And I told him that. I told him I was going to be filming podcasts. And he tried to claim that I owe him $200 and he submitted on Airbnb. Luckily, with Airbnb, if somebody submits a claim, you don't have to pay shit if there's no sufficient evidence. And Airbnb usually will let you slide if I happen to pay shit if there's no sufficient evidence of you causing those shit. You know what I mean? And what was weird was I declined the request, wrote my paragraph, said you're jealous as fuck, you're weird as fuck, and you went into my fucking room and you're a weirdo. And I told Airbnb that he went into my fucking room and he's a fucking weirdo. And Lord and behold, it was done. Airbnb didn't make me pay anything. But I wonder if he got like an insurance payout because sometimes Airbnb hosts would do little weird shit where they'll lie and make shit up so that way Airbnb gives them an extra payout for insurance. Because sometimes Airbnb will do that. They'll give you a little bit of extra something if somebody damage your property or make your property unlivable and uncomfortable. And that dude was a shady ass, sketchy ass motherfucker. And I didn't leave him a review because with Airbnb, if you take 2 weeks to leave a review, then more than likely you can't leave a review. So I never left a review. So my time to leave a review on the Airbnb expired. You have 2 weeks, 14 days to leave a review before your chance to leave a review expires, which I hate that Airbnb does that. I wish they would give you like 30 days or like 2 months to leave a review. But he waited 2 weeks until the whole review thing went by, and then he fucking sent that nasty ass fucking claim. What a manipulative, weird, sick bitch. And that's why sometimes I don't fucking like I love Morocco, but sometimes it annoys me when I go to Morocco because everybody fucking wants something. Everybody is always trying to scam and hustle me. Like I love Morocco, but everyone always want to scam me. Everyone always want to scam everybody. Like poverty can do that to people. Like it makes you look at everyone that's different from you, especially when they're a foreigner, as an opportunity for some extra money. But yeah, he went into my room and took photos of my ring light and he took photos of my camera and he posted it and attached it to his Airbnb claim. And Airbnb sent that to me. So I don't know if he got an insurance payout or not. But that dude's a fucking weirdo. If you guys go on Google Chrome and have a laptop desktop, again, ad blocker, it's free. It makes you not have to pay for a premium. Let's see. Do you like day trading? I don't do day trading, but I know it can make people really, really good money. The MLMs are crazy. I recently lost my job, and almost immediately they reached out to me. I didn't even apply. Yeah, like MLMs have a lot of people's information, and they always reach out to young people, desperate people, single moms, military wives, immigrant families, have them thinking they're going to make 6 figures a year, and we're a family, we're a team, and it's all about helping people. And you could be making like $85,000 a year. All you gotta do is just sell these stupid ass protein shakes that are overpriced as fuck, and you could be making 50K a month, and you have your own business. Isn't that so cool? You have your own business portal. It's a scam. It's all a scam, a legal scam. Is the begging for real that serious when you travel? Yes, it can be, depending on where I go. But yes, it does happen a lot. Oh my god, thank you. Someone said, "Hey Choice, I'm watching live at 12:20 a.m. Well, I'm studying for an exam due today. LOL, wish me luck. Good luck. I hope you pass that shit. Hope you pass that shit and hope you do fucking well. Good luck with everything. Kill it. Knock him dead. Let's see. College was also I'm also traumatized just traveling in general because I'm so traumatized that sometimes whenever I go to stores, I don't tap to pay my shit. 'Cause this is a common scam that's been happening as well. It's also very common in places like Brazil. So a common thing that's been happening in places like Brazil and a lot of countries in general is that sometimes people will put some random shit on the card reader and they'll be like, all right, your total is $4.99. You think you're paying $4.99, but you're really paying $499. And then you boom, scan your fucking phone, and guess what? They just took $400 out your account. So I always tell people this is sometimes I gotta ask you this. How many times do y'all look at the card reader when you pay for some shit? How many times do you look at some shit before you go bing and go Apple Pay and pay for some shit? How often do you do that? Probably not so often. You probably just, tap to pay and think you have nothing to lose. Sometimes y'all gotta be real, 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 real careful out here. Anyways, so let's see. Someone said college was the best 4 years of my life. I was a chemistry major and graduated debt free. I met the coolest people ever in college. Man, I wish I could do those 4 years again. That's amazing. Did you end up getting a job right after college? A chemistry major is crazy. Chemistry, you can get a job in a lot of places. So once I got an email from my Wix business website saying it was a security breach. They're trying to scam business websites. Oh yeah, they're trying to scam business websites. They're trying to scam Twitter accounts where sometimes you'll go on Twitter and or you'll go to your Gmail and it says, "Thank you for trying to log into your account. Please use this." Like another thing is Instagram. Like sometimes you'll get those fake Instagram DM messages on your email. Like your email would be like, "Hey, see, we're seeing that you're having trouble logging in," or it'll be like, "Hey, your password was just reset. If it wasn't you, please click it wasn't me in order to stop the process." And sometimes you'll click on it, and then when you look at the email, it says Instagram 1234567 at gmail.com. So it's literally some fucking stupid ass hacker trying to get your information and hack your shit and you have access to all your messages. So be careful out here, y'all. Yeah, graphic design jobs don't want freelancers. They want people signed to agencies in a lot of cases. Oh my God, you're in your master program to be a social worker? Okay, congratulations on that. AI about to make graphic design obsolete. Yeah, AI has been taking over graphic design. It's not perfect, but AI is definitely doing those weird things. So people are doing those weird AI photo shoots. People are using AI to make fucking posters and pamphlets and flyers. It's getting real out here. Oh, so you talk. Someone said, "Was it the same place in terms of the Airbnb guy going into my room? Was it the same place where you went live and someone was knocking on the door and you were like, 'I'm occupied'? LOL." No, that was a different situation. But yeah, I've learned no, this wasn't in Brazil. This was in Morocco, where some guy literally went into my fucking bedroom. The guy who owned the apartment, he lived in the apartment and he rented out his extra bedroom to me. And basically, he walked into my fucking bedroom and he took a bunch of photos of my camera equipment and my ring light, and then he submitted to Airbnb. Acted like everything was completely normal. I checked out, everything was fine, and he submitted all those photos to Airbnb. Made it seem like I caused electrical issues and I broke rules in his apartment about filming. Fucking jealous piece of shit, weird piece of shit that tried to get some extra money out of me and literally told Airbnb I owe him $200. Sometimes you have to rub these guys out for good reviews. That's weird. Oh, nah, he was obsessed with you, just a jackass. He might have been fucking obsessed with me and weird because he was interested about what I did for work. He wanted to know learn more about me. It was cool. I remember I had invited him to coffee. I was like, "Oh, you should come to the coffee. Let's go out. Let's go have fun." He was like, "Yeah, yeah, we are. I'll let you know." And everything was fine. He felt a way about the fact that I was leaving and checking out early, which was interesting. And then immediately he was like, "Why? You're leaving early? That's so crazy. Why leave early?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I just gotta go. I gotta dip." Meanwhile, I was leaving because the apartment was dirty as fuck. He was a fucking slob. And then his ass submits those photos on Airbnb. Those photos he took on Airbnb were photos that were literally taken within 4 to 5 days of me being in that fucking Airbnb in Morocco. He took those photos and submitted them to Airbnb, saying that I was breaking the film and photography laws, taking pictures of my camera, my lights, excuse me, and everything, trying to get money out of me. Fucking weirdo. Let's see. You should start taking photos of the room before you leave. You're right. I need to start doing that. I know most people tend to do that when it comes to hotels, but I need to start doing that with Airbnbs because yeah, I couldn't believe that guy tried to do that shit to me. And he was acting like everything was completely normal. Completely normal, but yet he had all them photos of my lights and my cameras and then submitted to Airbnb and be like, see, he was filming without my permission. He was taking photos without my permission. And he caused electrical issues with his lighting and everything. And he left the room all stained up and dirty. Yep, told all those fucking lies. I was so disgusted and so disappointed because I couldn't believe he did that. Someone said, yeah, when you get scammed or someone tried to scam you and they were so close to you, it's scary. It really shows you that people do anything they can to get what they can out of you when they're so close to you. That's why I say sometimes it's hard to trust people sometimes when it comes to being a traveler, especially when you're in a foreign country. Like everybody wants something from you. Choice, when you're gonna cook another alligator, when the price of alligators go down. So, fun fact: when I was cooking alligators, you know how much they were? They were like $300. That's already expensive, but it was a decent price, I guess, for like a 48-inch alligator. It was 48 inches long, and it was like 28 pounds, which was convenient. But what's so interesting about alligators is the price has gone up. So that same alligator I bought for $300, it's now like $585 with shipping included and everything. So now instead of paying $300, it's like $585. And then if I want express shipping, it'll probably be like 620. You know what I mean? Like it's expensive as fuck. Like alligators are expensive. They were $300, now they're like fucking $600 all together with shipping included. So no, I can't make another alligator because I'm not about to pay $600 for some shit. Like that's literally like what? Like I could buy like 5 months worth of groceries with that much. Yeah, the begging kids is bad in DR. That's normal in DR. But when you go to DR, you gotta just not spend too much time in the tourist areas. But yeah, the kids do beg a lot. What part of LA do you live in? Central downtown area, near downtown. If I'm being more specific, I'll say I live in Koreatown. That's a better way to put it. I live in Cape Town area, very close to downtown. They need to make a show called Surviving MLMs, LOL. Thank you for going live. I appreciate you for being on this live. Watching while sick of COVID, I didn't know it was still going around, LOL. Yeah, it's still going around. The news just doesn't talk about it because it doesn't benefit their agenda. Choice, you're my study break. I'm a grad student. Congratulations, grad student, and I appreciate you for joining us. Hope you watched the playback. And for everyone that's watching this, could you guys please like the live? Yes, hit a like on the live, please. And please understand that, yes, this live will be back up. So if you missed a lot of this that I talked about earlier, the live will be right back up and you'll be able to watch it immediately and watch the playback and everything. Let's see. Oh, the job market is like really horrendous right now. It's really terrible right now. So basically, I always tell people this when it comes to the job market. Sometimes you're not getting interviews because your resume, it's not that it sucks, it's just that you're not playing the game. So when you are trying to get a job or you're trying to get a better job, you need to be uploading your resume to ChatGPT and being like, bitch, make my resume perfect for this job and make it AI proof. You literally got to post the job qualifications and the job responsibilities, paste it into the ChatGPT chat box, comma, and then be like, this is my resume, and then attach your resume like it's a PDF file. Attach it to the little chat, and be like, make my resume perfect for this job. I want this job, and it'll literally make your resume AI proof. It'll add the right keywords at the right levels. You could tell ChatGPT, I want it better, make it better, make it more better. I want it better. I want to make sure I get an interview, and ChatGPT will adjust your resume accordingly. You have to play the game. AI is judging you. So basically, there's an AI robot reading your shit like, sorry, this bitch ain't make the cut. Fuck this bitch next. And that's literally what it is. And the job market's been like that for a long time. It's just people are just now catching up. ATS and AI has been reading your resumes since like 2014, but it's been more prominent since 2020. So yeah, artificial intelligence and a robot is reading your resume and telling the HR that you're not good enough, and HR is believing that shit. Because sometimes you'll get those rejection emails that be like, sorry, we had to go with other more qualified candidates. Then you find out and ask, why not? What's wrong with my resume? And they couldn't even tell you because they didn't read your shit. Someone said, I check when I swipe. Yeah, always check the card reader. I'm so happy that I'm chronically online. I'm happy you are too, Lacey Star. Let's see. Lately, managers at jobs are not trying to properly train people or actually do their job or make shit personal, like being rude to you or going to these power trips. Yeah, honestly, a lot of these managers know that you need the job, and some people are going through shit at home and being at their shit job and bossing people around and treating people like shit. I guess it gives them like a sense of power. It's really fucking weird. Hold on, pause. I'm gonna read this real quick. Anyways, okay. Sorry, I had to read an email that I had. Okay, so this person just said it sucks so bad trying to find remote. Good luck with that shit. Listen, anyone watching that has a remote job, how the fuck did you get that shit? Because remote jobs are not easy to get. Almost everyone I know is struggling to get a remote job. Someone said it sucks so bad trying to find genuine remote work, and it sucks how unethical everyone's been about Gen AI. We're in a water deficiency. Yeah, finding remote work is not easy. You got to be in that office. You got to be in that building. Remote work is very competitive because you're competing with single moms, people in the military, lazy people, college kids, people who are burnt out from their old jobs. You're also competing with outsourced people, which makes it even more difficult. So you're competing with a remote job in America with somebody that's from Sweden, someone that's from Poland, someone that's from Sri Lanka, someone that's from India, and someone that's from Colombia that speaks decent English. So yeah, remote work is not easy. And plus all these jobs outsourcing to other countries to justify paying them less. That's pretty much what it is. So once it happened to me at a hotel in Maryland, they charged me $200 instead of 20 for snacks. They probably got a commission off of that. Luckily, you probably got your money back because it's a hotel. You could go, you know where to go to hold them accountable. But yeah, maybe it was an accident, but yeah, you need to read these card readers. Some of y'all are mindlessly being like, "Oh, how much is it? Okay, thank you, bye," and you're not even looking at it. Why are some of y'all buying stuff and not looking at it? And I was like that too because in Brazil, there's been instances of people have tried to scam me where people would be like, "All right, this is your total." They'll be like, "All right, this is your total." Yeah, and they're like, one guy literally tried to push his card reader onto my phone, like literally tried to press it, and I was like, let me see. Like they do that weird ass shit all the time because guess what? When the money's in someone's account, it's up to them if they want to give it back to you. Because especially if you're in a foreign country, you definitely ain't getting that shit back. But yeah, it happens. It happens a lot. So you need to be looking at these card readers because people be talking about like how you be getting got, how you be getting scammed. You need to be like you need to understand that sometimes like when was the last time you looked at like when was the last time you bought something and looked at the card reader? Some of us don't. We mindlessly don't. Like unless you frequent that store and know to trust them. Some of us like that's why sometimes I'm not gonna lie. When I buy stuff, I only buy stuff sometimes on my Cash App card. If you're not from America, you can use your PayPal card or TransferWise card or a prepaid card. I load up enough of what I want to spend. So if I only want to spend $200 for the whole week, I'm gonna load up how much I want on that fucking Cash App card or PayPal card or TransferWise card. So if I get scammed, they're not getting much of anything because I didn't use my checking account where I get paid. I use my actual card that I load up when I feel like it, especially when I travel. You ain't gonna get me, bitch. What other videos do you have planned this year? I'm not sure. I kind of just go as I go. But after this live stream, I'm definitely gonna make film a YouTube video because I just need a YouTube video. Like I need a YouTube video. End of story. I need to apply to be a pastor. Someone said I got a phone call by someone with an Indian accent pretending to be an American government employee, telling me I'm wanted by the US Marshals for an ATF investigation, then asked my social. It's stuff like this where you need to lock your social security. I said this earlier in the live stream, and if you didn't catch it, you could watch the beginning because I talked about so much shit earlier. If you just are catching it live now, lock your shit. There's so many. Like I use TransUnion. TransUnion is what I use. But TransUnion is like a big company in America, and that's how you lock your credit score. You need to lock your shit because people are trying to get your social security, get your information, and when they get it, they're gonna open up credit cards in your fucking name. All they need is your first name, your last name, your social, and it's that easy for someone to apply for a fucking credit card in your name. Yeah. Yup. That guy in that Airbnb, he did that to me. It was terrible. And he was acting like everything was natural. But yeah, that's why I'm not gonna lie. I'm more apprehensive now about staying. Like now I'd rather just stay in hostels. Hostels are like college dorm style, like bunk beds. So sometimes when I travel, like if I'm going to France or Switzerland, sometimes I'll stay in a hostel. Like I'll be like, okay, I could stay in a hotel, but I could also stay in a hostel because it's cheaper. Like if I'm in Switzerland or Germany or somewhere like I don't know, like fucking like Russia, it's not gonna be that affordable. So I'm a cheapskate. I don't give a fuck how well I'm doing. I'm always gonna be cheap and get the like. Just listen, I grew up po. Like growing up po did a number on me. Being po as a kid taught me like I can make $1 out of 15 cents. I don't need no fancy ass hotel with some fancy ass shower unless it's necessary and it's cheap and affordable. That's why I go to Easternized countries. You know what I mean? Like I go to fucking like Africa or South America or the Caribbean when I want to afford shit easily. But when I'm in like Europe, Switzerland, fucking England, London, I'm staying in hostels. You know what I mean? Sometimes there's private hostels where you'll get your own bedroom and it's like a big ass mansion with like 10 different units and you get like your own bathroom sometimes, or you get like your own closet, your own little desk, and your own little area, your own little mini fridge and all that, and all those type of things. But sometimes like I want to save money, so I'll stay in hostels or sometimes I'll rent private rooms in somebody's apartments. Like I'll be like, okay, this bitch on Airbnb is renting out her bedroom in her apartment. You know, it's just her and her dog. Why not? I'll rent it out. It's like $13, $25, $38 a night. And then I'm in London, so why not? And I'll rent it. And sometimes it works because sometimes that bitch might live in the city center and it's affordable and I'll be on a budget and I'll save money. So instead of spending like $1,200, like how most people do when they go to London for a week, I'll just spend like $350 for the week in London. And guess what? Afterwards, I take a quick little flight to Africa for like $175 and then I live it up and have a good time. So sometimes being cheap kind of works against me sometimes, but yeah, people have tried to fuck me over. So yeah, that Airbnb host did me dirty in Morocco, trying to claim that I owed him $200. Really traumatizing. Yeah, trust no one when you're by yourself. Absolutely, Lacey. Most people don't clean their hotel before they leave. Exactly. I miss when you would eat rabbits and alligators while getting sponsored by Car Marshall. Baby, that was so long ago. Fuck Car Marshall. Like, I mean, Car Marshall was cool. I had a problem with them, but that's old shit. And rabbits, I mean, I can still do more mukbangs. I mean, do y'all even care to see me do mukbangs anymore? Like, I mean, when I say, I mean, of course, y'all don't mind me having food, but like dedicated mukbangs, I mean, sure, why not? Yeah, $500 for a fucking alligator now. Before it was 300. Someone said you can catch an alligator in Florida. I'm not doing that shit. That's mad dangerous. Someone said, "What was the alligator like last time I missed it?" The alligator was good. It tasted like chicken, but had like the texture of seafood, and it was very low in cholesterol. Alligator is really good for you to eat. Negotiating on an alligator is wild. Exactly. Oh yeah, COVID is still here. That's the biggest scam. They tried to tell us, and they tried to stop promoting the idea of the numbers. The numbers are still going up. The biggest scam in the world is they try to make us think that the shit just disappeared when we got a new president. My boyfriend got me sick and refused to get tested. Now my high risk grandparents are sick. Feels like 2020 all over again. Damn, bitch, you got it too? What the fuck going on? Oh, someone's I'm staying from AI tech. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you right now, a lot of these door-to-door jobs are hiring left and right. They'll send you these stupid ass emails and be like, "Hey, so this, that, and the third, and promotions, and we pay $18 to $65 an hour and a bunch of shit." What do you think about Natalie and the Zeus CEO drama? Um, the shit going on behind the scenes with the CEO of Zeus fucking his cast members, that shit is way more entertaining than the actual show. Forgive me, but when I watch Baddies and I click on it, I just be like fast forwarding to it. I just be wanting to see them beat the fuck out of each other. I'm like, yes, beat each other up. That's all y'all are good for. Fuck each other up, kill each other. Like I hate to say it like that, but that's what I be thinking to myself. I'm like, okay, when are they gonna start beating each other up? Like I literally fast forward. I don't care about the storylines. I don't care about the stuff. I don't care about them dancing at a fucking club promotion event. I want to see them beat the fuck out of each other because they're not interesting. This isn't Bad Girls Club. Like, Bad Girls Club, I was hella down to like see the storylines because it was structured. Zeus is just a sloppy ass mess. I just watch to see them beat each other up only if I care to. But most times I don't really watch baddies. I don't really watch it. It's just not worth it for me. Only if I know that there's something that I'm anticipating on seeing. Yeah, use AI and then again study your resume that AI did for you and then study it. That's what you have to do. Use AI. Everyone in life has a great night. Thank you. I appreciate you. I work night shifts. I love it, but I need more money. You ever thought about getting into caregiving? Choice, how's your family? Don't really talk to any of them. I'm cool with my brother though. The job market is a hot mess right now. I've worked remotely since 2019. You're very blessed. You had a remote job since 2019. Maybe you're blessed. This is before the remote trend because 2020 was the year where everybody and their fucking mom was working remote. The remote jobs are now in India. Yeah, the reason y'all can't get remote jobs is because you're competing with fucking Apu, who speaks a little bit of English, and you're competing with Javier from the Philippines. That's why. They're outsourcing jobs. I work remote for 3 years now. The job kind of sucks, but it's remote. It's call center jobs that are remote. Yeah, it tends to happen. I was lucky I got on the IT train early. You are lucky. My job was remote back during COVID pandemic. I low key missed those days, lol. Someone says some people generally feel like ignorance is bliss. I was laid off my remote job at the end of January. Not excited about looking for a new job. Damn, I'm sorry that happened for your job. Knowing the market, lol. You'll find something. You just need to apply to at least 300 jobs because how tough the job market is. But you'll find something. Tap into your network. You never know who can get you a referral where they be at. But just be genuine when you reach out to people. I think it's because it's not as common to do that in the States. Yeah, true. Wait, hold on. You said your mom is really trying to take your money because you decided to be single and have no kids. Your mom is jealous of you. End of story. And honestly, baby, you need to move the fuck out. If you're a grown adult, why don't you move out? In Ulta, a cashier tried to take your points because she thought it wasn't looking at the card reader. Sketchy. She's trying to hit her sales goals. I'm gonna tell you that right now. At Ulta, they're cutting any sales job in general. They cut hours if you don't reach your sales goals. Someone said if you think you're gonna find some cute little remote jobs where you're gonna type some emails all day at your own pace and that's it, you are sadly mistaken. Those remote jobs take every bit they can out of you. Yes, I remember that tip. Yeah, I'm happy you will, Lacey. These listen, you need to tell ChatGPT to make your resume AI proof. Tell it to make your resume AI proof when you good. Still waiting for the Young Pharaoh video. Okay, people keep reminding me about the fucking Young Pharaoh shit every fucking chance they get. And a piece of me is thinking, okay, maybe I should just do the Young Pharaoh video because, like, why the fuck not? I would love to see Choice do a video with the 50 Cent and T.I. Sun drama. All right, why not? Choice, how old are you? Um, the world may never know. You can Google it, but definitely, definitely look a lot younger than you think. Well, does that make sense? Yeah, yeah. I definitely. You can Google it. A little too much, but you can Google it. Let's put it that way. Do you believe regular jobs are still okay? Yes. Why wouldn't they be? We need people doing regular jobs. The person that sold me this fucking wine works a regular job. When I went to the Chinese restaurant, the lady who sold me my food, she worked a regular job. We need people who work regular jobs. How else will shit get done? The only nice part is working from home. The job itself is draining because you are speaking with people back to back to back for 8 hours. That can get draining, especially because you're dealing with rude people, impatient people, old people that are slow. Yeah, that sucks. Oh wow, that's crazy. Oh, do you think Kai's not joined the Illuminati? I mean, he is posting some weird ass clips. Maybe he's going through a midlife crisis, and I wouldn't be surprised if his midlife crisis was because of a bitch. Sometimes guys like that at high pedestals who crash out like that or act weird or post weird content crash out because they had a bitch in their life that fucked them up. Damn. Sorry that's happening to you, but things will get better with time if you're willing to do the work. What advice do you have for someone to move to a new state? How much to save? It depends on the state you're moving to, sweetheart. If you're moving to a state like a big city like New York or LA or anywhere expensive, you want to save at least $6,000. And you want to look into getting a roommate. And if you want to get a roommate, you're going to want to get your credit together. And if you get your credit together, make sure you report your rent wherever you're living now to the credit bureau using Rental Karma. If you talk to Rental Karma, you could tell them that I sent you and they'll give you a discount. But Rental Karma is a platform that people use to literally report their credit to the credit bureaus. And if you've been living in your apartment for a long ass time and you pay your rent on time, report your rent to the credit bureaus. I've been living in my apartment for like 5 years. I reported my rent to the credit bureaus. Boom, it gave me a big boost in credit because having your rent reported like benefits you long term, especially with the longer you live somewhere. The pay is not that great for remote jobs. Interesting. I mean, at least you don't have to go somewhere. How do you feel about streamers? Personally, don't watch Kai, but yeah, I don't like it too much. The streamers will have their day where they just disappear and no one talks about or care about them anymore, and then people will come back and be like, "What happened to them?" I'm old enough and have been on here long enough to know that a lot of these trendy things that happen with these big name content creators just don't last. I mean, I think streaming will be around forever because streaming has been popular since 2009, but these streamers that are like lit and getting these big fucking $100 million brand deals, they'll slowly dwindle away. One day you're a trend, one day you're here, one day you're gone. I trust longevity and trust people being here when they can last 5 years. If you could last at least 6 years, more than 5 years, then I know you'll be around for a while. So let's see how long some of these people last. Someone tried to scam your husband for his health insurance. That's crazy. Yeah, be careful. Sometimes it's hard, like answering the fucking phone nowadays. Because again, when you get calls from random numbers, everybody want to take your fucking money. 6K is how much you had to move, and you were still struggling to save 10. Yeah, 6K is enough if you get a roommate and you look for private landlords. That's why you're still here. Yeah, the thing is, outlasting everything and systems, it's a blessing because I've seen social media evolve being on the internet consistently for 10 years. Unless you got family or support, they need to save more than six. I recommend 10,000. That's a good one. That's a good point. But if you're really frugal and cheap, 6,000 is okay if you're willing to get a roommate or if you really find a cheap apartment or if you're going to a cheap city or a city that's not that expensive. Hey, Troy, just connecting now. Well, thank you for joining us. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I hope you do as well. Holy shit, today's Wednesday, about to be Thursday. Or for y'all, it's probably already Thursday. That's crazy. Excuse me. Ooh, okay. I gotta hear your perspective. And also, can you guys like the live? How many likes do I have on this live? I need y'all to like it for me. Thank you. Someone said, Choice, I worked a remote call center job before I couldn't handle the verbal abuse. People would scream, whine, cuss me out, tell me their life story, and threaten self harm. Shake my head, never again. Damn, is that overstimulating? That's crazy. But I have a friend that's like looking for like a remote job and looking for job in anything that's remote. If you're a recruiter and you're watching this, feel free to reach out to me via Instagram at Choice TV or at destinchoice@gmail.com. That's DESTINTROYCE@gmail.com. I would greatly appreciate it. Or just comment under this video. Like when the live stream is over, just comment like, hey, I'm a recruiter. I can help if possible. If you're a recruiter watching this, because that'd be nice. Or if you own a company and you have any remote positions, because I have a friend looking for a remote job. If anybody can help out with that, because some of y'all are talking about these horror stories of these remote jobs, and I'm like, that don't sound half bad. I mean, at least you don't have to leave the fucking house, right? And fucking like be overstimulated and deal with people all day. Personally, how do you find private landlords? Craigslist. If you're in America, Craigslist, Trulia, Facebook, stuff like that. You can find private landlords like that. But be careful because there's a lot of scammers that will take your money and then not really be landlords for real. So just make sure somebody has a bunch of legitimate properties. If you're going to an apartment complex, make sure you talk to people who live in the building and be like, hey, so how do you like living here? Is living here cool? Is the landlord cool? Are the vibes good? I'm thinking of moving in. If anyone's going to be nice to you, if anyone is going to be real with you, it's going to be a pissed off tenant. They'll be completely transparent and tell you it's shitty. I fucking hate it here. Don't move here. So always talk to people who live in an apartment building and ask them like, hey, what do you think of this place? They'll be real with you. Someone said these YouTube ads disrespectful popping up on you while you mid sentence. Your content is timeless and it's changing in a good way since your original. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. That's always been the goal, to make timeless videos. Your mom feels entitled because she knows you got a settlement. Girl, if you don't move the fuck out, move out your mama house. You grown. Get the fuck out your crib and keep a boundary. And you don't have to always answer your fucking phone when you don't want to. I already gave her 12K plus 3K last month, right? The struggles of being an impact. Just listen, stop answering your fucking phone and move out. If you got some extra money, why are you not looking at an apartment? Go on apartments.com, which is a great reputable site, and look for an apartment. Put down a fucking down payment. Get something. See if you can find something that's yours. And don't tell your mom, okay? That's one thing that some of y'all make the mistakes of doing. When you're ready to move out and you don't have the best relationships with your peoples, don't tell nobody you're gonna fucking move out. Don't tell anybody your fucking plans. So, for example, my plan is to move to Chicago, and I'm in Iowa right now. Interesting. And Chicago is only 3 hours away. I do have family friends up there. I'm also where to have a job set by the time I fully move there. Apply to 300 jobs, baby. That's what you need to do. And just be ready to drive to those interviews immediately if you have to. And you'll be fine. But just save 6K, put a first month, last month, and get the cheapest, most affordable, most fairest apartment you can find. You're not getting nothing luxury, okay? You will regret it. Get a 6 month lease if possible, or get a 1 year lease. Get the shortest lease you can possibly get and see how you like it. Moving to Atlanta, to Northern Virginia, the move alone with the U-Haul costs around 3K. Just the moving process without rent, deposit and rent. So yeah, 10K because cost comes up. Yeah, that's expensive. I mean, yeah, Virginia to Atlanta. Ooh, Virginia's not even that far from Atlanta. That's what's so crazy. But yeah. If you have a lot of furniture, yeah, that does make sense. But if you don't have much furniture and you're blindly moving somewhere, you'll be fine. Unless you're able to pack shit in your car and be good. But if you got mad furniture, then yeah, it makes sense. Forget getting a remote job in Cali, especially after that labor law got passed. What labor law? Is that the law where they're outsourcing jobs to other countries? I'd be scared to have a private landlord. That's fine, but as long as you look at their buildings and talk to their tenants, you should be fine. Remote jobs pay peanuts. Someone's like, yes, it's just like that. Then on top of that, you have to work these awful swing shifts where half the week you open and the other half you close. So the schedule you work, you can't do the side hustle. Side hustle. Wow. Remote does not equal call center. My old job, I work on hospital food software. That's crazy. Interesting. It's because I'm Nigerian. I hate it so much. Honestly, I respect Choice because he sets such extreme boundaries. Yeah, extreme boundaries. Like I don't play that shit. The minute you do some shit to me that's fake or weird, I will mute your fucking contact. I will mute your calls. I will not pick up. I'll be like, okay, I'll talk to you later. Can't talk right now. Or I just won't answer your fucking calls anymore and make it clear why. I usually tell people why if they do some weird shit to me. But yeah, I have some extreme boundaries. I do not play. I am very thoughtful of others and I think about other people's feelings. And when someone don't think about how some shit gonna affect me, then that really sets me off. And I do not fuck with you. My boundaries are very extreme. So many landlord and tenant disputes. YouTube Premium. Can you eat the gigantic king? Can you eat the king gigantic crab? Yeah, sure. Why not? Choice. Would you consider being a life coach? Maybe. 306 likes. Can y'all like the live? Can we get 500 likes? I'm thinking of getting off, but if we can get 500 likes in the next 10 minutes, then I will consider staying longer. Set timer for 10 minutes, Siri. Okay, so I just set a timer for 10 minutes on my phone. If we can get 500 likes in 10 minutes, then I'll stay another hour. Someone said, let's see, the shortest lease be the most expensive. Let's see. Someone said, keep track of every job you apply for. That way you could check back in a week later with the company. That's smart. That's a good one. That's a good call. But the job market is really tough right now. And it does disappoint me a little bit how almost everyone I know right now that's unemployed is struggling hard, and how a lot of these jobs just don't want to pay people. Sometimes I be thinking to myself, I'd be like, why don't these jobs want to fucking pay people? But it's because they want to keep payroll clean and They're limiting hours so they can expand their network of workers. It's a lot of shit that comes into how fucked up the job market is. And then sometimes they're not trying to hire people right away. They're extra picky because they're scared of bad hires. And it's a lot of weird shit. And they're always looking for these unicorn applicants so people don't get hired right away. They got people doing 10 rounds of interviews, just fucking stupid and weird. Someone said, no, for real. I told my mom I wanted to live in New York City and Cali for 1 year. And she said, how you going to be able to afford it? And laughed as if I'm not going to college for a good degree slash good pay. Listen, stop telling your parents your fucking plans if you deep down inside know they won't be supportive. Just stop telling them shit. Like, stop telling, oh, I'm going to move out. Yeah, I'm going to do this. Stop telling them. Just do it. And then just be surprised. That's what I did when I moved out. I ain't fucking tell nobody shit. My mother didn't even notice I moved out until like 2 months later. She didn't even notice at all. That was really interesting. That's why you got to keep your moves silent. Move in silence and sneak up on them. Let's see. I'm sorry, what? My move from NOLA to Nova was like 5K. First of all, what the fuck is Nova? Like Nova Scotia in Canada or some shit? Someone said empath is a cop out. Yeah, being an empath is a cop out sometimes. That's just a justification to justify not having boundaries and to justify. Sometimes people like to use the positive things about them as justification as to why they're going through shit. They essentially like to frame themselves as the victims of their own kindness instead of holding themselves accountable for not calling people out and setting boundaries. Which you can be kind and nice all you want, but what's the fucking point if you're not kind and nice to yourself? You know what I mean? Sometimes people use the excuse of like, well, I remember I had a friend. He was a bitch ass motherfucker. I'm so glad I cut his bitch ass off. But he used to be like, "Uh, Choice, I'm just a good person. You know what I mean? Like I'm just a good person, and like I give people chances. Like that's how I am. I'm like, no, you just have no fucking boundaries. You don't have any fucking responsibility or any accountability for the fuck shit you go through. You don't have any fucking responsibility. They try to frame themselves as the victim so they can run away and refrain from self accountability. That's your problem, bitch. You don't want to take responsibility for being a stupid bitch. You rather just blame something that you feel like you can't change to justify why you're going through all the fuck shit you're going through. As if what you have is a superpower and it's also a crippling disability when it's not. You can easily change it, you just don't want to. Someone said, yeah, I plan to travel. So after I graduate, I'm going to live near the airport whenever I go and be out. Move out. Move out of your fucking parents' house. I don't know. Maybe you live in a culture or maybe you live in a country where it's just not that common, but you need to move out. Love to you in the chat, Choice. Good night. Good night to you too. Hope you enjoy your amazing night. And I'll be live again tomorrow. It's just after I get off of here, I definitely gotta. Hey Zincy, it's been a while. It was good. Shout out to you. Choice, what do you think about people recording living in hotels or motels because rent is too high? I don't blame them. Some motels have like weekly premiums where it's like $300 a week or $900 a month. I don't blame people. My landlord is so exhausting, but it's $475 while I finish college. Oh shit. Okay, so you do kind of have your own little spot. Stop picking up your fucking phone if you have your own spot then. You can't choose your parents or your family, but you could choose whether or not you pick up the fucking phone and answer it. Good for you. Definitely got a hospital job. My landlord is weird as fuck. He knows me and my mother will sue his ass for the shit he hasn't fixed in our home. Currently looking for a new home or to just buy his entire house with my mom. Oh wow. Before you do anything, before you do anything, what if you just moved to New Jersey? Zincy, is that how you say your name? Zincy? I know you told me a long time ago you're from New York, you live in New York. You ever just thought about moving to Jersey where the apartments are better quality and cheaper? or the houses are cheaper, or Philly. Let's see. I love New York, but that's just a thought. A lot of New Yorkers are doing that. Hey, Troy, I'm trying to get signed to a modeling agency. I'm thinking about going to New York for a weekend to try and get signed. Let me know what are your opinions because I haven't luck looking online. You can get signed to a really great agency, especially if you where you say you're going in New York. Make sure they don't ask for any money. If any agency ever asks you for any money, it is an automatic scam. If they be like, "Oh, you just pay a premium to be on our website and we'll promote you," scam. You can build your own social media, and you can really do your own ads and you can do your own model shoots and photo shoots on social media nowadays and get discovered. But if you're gonna get signed to an agency that's gonna help you book gigs and book shows, make sure they're not asking for any money. They get paid based off of the shit that you book. If they ask you for money, run. That's all I'm gonna say. And make sure you ask people who are in the agency, "Hey, how's your experience and what do you think?" And then you go from there. So let's see. How many likes do I have? Because we have 3 minutes left. Thanks for the super chat, Pink Ivy. Someone said you're trying to. It's expensive as hell in Cali, California, and you got to move to the space. You're trying to move out before 29. Yeah, it's expensive as fucking California. I live in Los Angeles. I live like in Koreatown, pretty close to downtown area. It is getting expensive. My landlord also just increased my rent, which again, I know I complained about it all fucking year last year, but I'm complaining about it again because yeah, they just increased my shit, which is annoying. Wait, your aunt is in a conservatorship? She's in debt, and your granddad convinced her to switch her direct deposit to his bank account? Couldn't be me. She has no backbone. Yeah, she don't have a backbone. Let her learn on her own. That's all I'm gonna say. Make sure you get an insurance policy on her ass while you're at it, because he might fuck around and kill her, and I've already done it. And I already got it planned and everything. Get an insurance policy on her, if anything. Zincy said, I wouldn't mind moving to Jersey. I've been looking out there. I just need this promotion badly. You'll get it. Just manifest it, but you'll get it. 429 people. Yes, 429. 1 minute and 30 seconds left. If you guys do not get me to 500 likes, 1 minute and 20 seconds, then I gotta go because it has been a very wonderful 2 hours. It's been 2 hours and 1 minute. And I think it's best for me to go. I talked about a lot of subjects, a lot of topics. It was amazing talking to y'all. Someone said, why would you want that? It's not that I want that. It's just that I got to kind of film some content. But I just want to see how badly people want me to stay. So with over 533 people in here, we have 50 seconds. If I can't get 500 likes in 50 seconds, then I got to go. And I'm going to start filming my next video. Someone's like, you can talk about the political midterms and how people are calling out the government. The economy is terrible. Someone said, okay, how many likes do I have now? I literally just liked it. Choice, you want a roommate? No. Anyways, someone said, y'all better like, we support and love Choice. Yes. And I guess if we listen, we have 25 seconds. If we can't get there in 20 seconds, it's perfectly fine because again, I'll be doing live tomorrow and I'll do an even better live. It's just I had to get on here and rant about a bunch of shit. 443 likes. And negotiate everything, especially your rent. Exactly. Everything negotiable. Someone said, Troy, I just got here. I want you to stay. Do I not matter? You can watch the playback because, again, it's been 2 hours. We have 5 seconds. Oh, 4:55. Look, it's been real. Over 500 people decided to come up in this bitch, and I don't even have 500 likes. But I appreciate the love. Someone said, let's see. Okay. Well, how many likes do I have now? How close did we get? Because someone tell me how many likes we have. How many likes did we end up getting? Hey. Yeah. Oh, yep. See, I gotta go. We didn't hit it. How many likes do I end up getting? Can someone tell me? Yeah, it was 600 plus people at one point. But how many likes did I get? 463. It's okay. We came through, we did our best, and now I have to go. It's been 2 hours, but now in the meantime, I do have to like get the fuck out. Oh shit, it's almost at 20 likes away. That's not bad. But I do have to get out of here. Like, it was great while talking to y'all. It was fantastic. Y'all be blessed. Take care. It was amazing talking to y'all. We had some amazing conversations about the scam economy, the shit you got to look out for, Airbnb scams, traveling, and a bunch of other shit. But you guys be safe out here. You guys enjoy your life. You guys try your best to make good decisions. Be safe. And yeah, that's that. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'm probably going to not down this bottle of wine because I got to get some work done. And yeah, that's that. Choice out this bitch.